Hello, everybody. I'm here again today with the next talk show. And this time I'm going to talk to my friend and colleague called Bhavya. Most of you would know her if you worked with some of the companies that I have been in. She's a great person and she's an amazing as a HR and as a friend. So today she's going to talk about her career experience and let's get started. So, hi, Bhavya.
Hi, Shamila.
Good morning. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
good morning.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Bhavya, for agreeing to join my talk show here. Right. So, without further delay, probably we could get started. Maybe now that you know how it kind of works, we could start with a quick introduction about yourself.
Okay, Shamila. And well, my name is Bhavya and I'm from Cook, moved to Bangalore for my higher studies. Since then, I've been residing in Bangalore. I did my MBA in human resources, have been in the HR profession for almost 15 plus years and currently working as a senior manager, human resources at LogMeIn. That's
Okay.
about me.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Bhavya. I think working as a HR for 15 years is a big thing, right? So that must be really an amazing different career, right? Because everybody, HR definitely plays a huge role. Sometimes I say they really impact many people's lives, right? So in terms of career. So Bhavya, how did you kind of go ahead and get started with this entire HR from the beginning of your career, right? Because I know of people who have switched careers. Like initially they are like probably into learning and department, and then over period they get into recruitment and then into HR, right? But from your field, you in your career, you've always been a HR from the beginning until now, right? And I believe that's what you'll continue to be as well. So how did you kind of start off this entire thing and you've been continuing in here?
Okay. Let me first tell you like why I choose HR as a specialization in my MBA,
Uh-huh.
because then I believed it's rewarding to be in HR because you get to interact with people, connect with people, which would add more of a social aspect to the work.
Right.
Decided I would take up HR, and also it would also create a impact on employees' happiness, and you get to work on planning, training and development, maybe hiring, and in totality that help in an individual or a personality development of a person. Okay, so it still holds good whatever I thought about during my studies, but however it is much more than what I thought about. So let me start with like post my MBA, I started my career with AOL R&D Center, which is like America Online R&D Center. That was way
Okay.
back in 2006 as a
Uh-huh.
talent acquisition partner, and then moved to a business partnering role. Did
Okay.
spend close to 5 years there. And I must say, it actually set a base footing for me to know how HR plays a vital role, maybe in employee satisfaction or on the overall culture of an organization. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I moved to Informatica, joined Informatica as a business partner there. And during
Uh-huh.
my tenure, almost to again 6 years, so I did manage the global HR operations as well. And I must say it was the best part of my career, Shamila, because it gave me an immense learning opportunity at Informatica, where I
Okay.
got to work very closely with the business leaders, and also like you could influence innumerable aspects of the organization. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
building a challenging and engaged workforce and handling the organizations
Mm-hmm.
or organization changes as well. Okay. Then
Okay.
now working as a senior manager at LogMeIn. It's again like you also know, like we work together. So it's been more than 5 years at LogMeIn. So I was the first HR person who joined the team by setting up the like office here in Bangalore. Okay, that was during the Citrix GetGo product and LogMeIn merger.
I
So
know.
unfortunately, got an opportunity to work with a lot of areas in the HR field. Okay, over the
Mm-hmm.
over the years as a HR, we could also like as a team. I wouldn't say me as an individual, probably like as a team, we could work on implementing HR strategies that support
Ah,
business. And also, it's been like wonderful working with a focused HR team, be a global HR team or an India HR team. So I agree that your career actually shapes when you get to work on a different role, though it may be in a particular HR field, but a different aspects of HR, like you
uh-huh.
get to play different roles and work with a strong team and and also like managers who help them grow up the ladder and motivate you to be a
Right.
great individual as well. Okay. So overall, these three companies, Shamila, I actually feel blessed that I've had an opportunity to work in different areas within HR. To summarize, it's been an incredible 15 plus years of journey, and I totally value and treasure my career as a HR professional.
Amazing, Bhavya. It's so evident you had so much of energy and enthusiasm when you said you spoke about your career for the last few minutes, right? It actually shows how passionate you are about it, right? And like you said, working with you and being a friend, I really know the kind of impact you bring in, right? And I think that is possible only when you really have that innate feeling in you that you want to create an impact in somebody else's lives, right? Sometimes I feel when you as a role when you're a when you have the role as a HR, as a manager, exactly like what you said, right? How you kind of shape somebody's career and impact their lives, because career in turn definitely impacts your personal life to a large extent, right?
Exactly.
That you are creating or making changes to somebody's life is a huge, huge, huge thing, right? And I think one more thing that kind of really sticks to you is what you mentioned about you being a people person. I know so much about it, right? I'm proof to that, right? I mean,
Really.
so yeah, exactly, right? You know that. So, and you've always had very long stints in every company that you worked with. The minimum is like 5 years that you worked, right? That's it. That is a pretty long
Right.
time, especially these days. People jump like every 1 year or a couple of years, right? I think the
We
one,
got Yeah, sorry, like we got an opportunity to work with great people, and I
yeah,
just
I
love
agree.
the culture being there. That's why I like stuck onto the company for so long.
Sure, Shabhavya, I'm sure. See, I think again, the culture of the company also impacts on how the HR and the leadership team brings in their values, right? So that definitely, like what you said, I think you kind of play a big role in there also. So that's it, right, Bhavya? Knowing you personally and as officially from a professional perspective, right? I see that, you kind of do your duties incredibly well as a HR, but you're also an amazing person to go to, right? For any reasons, even if it's outside work, right? So how do you kind of manage that or draw or differentiate when somebody comes to you with their personal problems, and also you have to maintain your role as a HR, because I have personally seen that you are too good at it, right? I've also read a couple of comments that you've received on your LinkedIn recommendations that talk about this. So it's just not me, it's a behavior that everybody has observed, right? So how do you kind of do that?
Okay. First of all, thank you for that compliment,
Sure, sure.
Shamira. And I would maybe because I just would like to add 2 points here. Like it's
Uh-huh.
up to you as an individual. So how you have a balanced approach, being friendly and being
Mm,
same time. So being a HR, you really don't have to be rigid or unfriendly to employees, is what I believe. So try to be a good mentor to employees and show understanding towards them. That definitely helps you when you're a HR, and challenge them as well. When it is required, challenge them, and also show them that you care about their personal development and
ah,
careers.
okay.
Like one part of it. Okay. The other point, what I wanted to share here is it could be
Uh-huh.
like people need to have faith that they're being dealt with fairly and impartially, Shamila. That's very
True, true.
important, is what I think.
Very.
So you should always, like, as a HR, maybe like everybody does it, like any profession, they value their job, right? So value a job and impartial while it comes to work. Be clear about the boundaries, like that are
Mm,
required to be an HR, and then people will trust you. And once you get that trust and faith, you can
absolutely.
definitely get a balanced approach, is what I would say. And it doesn't come in like probably in the beginning of the career. It's mainly to
Uh-huh.
do with like comes through practice and experience,
Mm,
Shamila. That's what I
okay.
feel.
Okay, that's amazing, Bhavya. I think, like what you said, right? Generally, I've always read this thing like trust is very important in any relationship, right? But from your
Okay.
point of view, what I just heard from you, right? Trust is a base for anything, right? That people open up to you from a personal perspective, or even when it's at work, right? To come and talk to HR about some problem, right? Many of them back out. Probably they talk about it during their coffee conversations at lunch tables or in meeting rooms, but not many really go to the HR when it comes to officially saying something, right? I think that space that you create, that openness, I think that's exactly what you said, that trust factor that you build in, right? And I think you definitely have loads of that, no doubt about it, right?
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you,
I
Shamala.
think one thing outside work, right, Bhavya? I mean, since we've been in the same company, you're good at multiple areas, right? Especially you're good at sports, you're good at conducting events, you're good at what your HR roles and responsibilities. One last addition, which I wouldn't fail to say, right? I mean, every time I look at you, I'm like, oh my God, you look apt, right? Right? Neither too much or neither too
Thank
less,
you.
right? I would always wonder. I mean, this is a woman to woman thing, right? Like, oh my God, how many
Yeah.
wardrobes does she have, right? Right?
Okay.
I'm like, I just can never ever do that, right? I mean, you're too good at it, trust me, right? So there are times I would talk to other girls on the floor saying, how does Bhavya maintain this, right? Maybe that's a girl secret that you should share, right? Seriously. I mean, yeah. See, compliments to that. That was
Yeah.
definitely a compliment, right?
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much, Shamila. Yeah.
yeah,
It's more about like being happy and excited on a regular
right.
basis. That makes me be that way. And again, thank you for that.
Yeah. I think one other factor that I also kind of observed about you, right, Bhavya, you kind of get in a lot of young blood, young talent into your team or even into the company, right? And generally, I think they have that fear about approaching, right? How do you kind of, it's different when you're dealing with younger people versus somebody who's much more experienced, right? How do you kind of again strike a good balance out there as well, right? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's actually, I think most of them are facing that challenges
Ha,
during
ha,
this time.
ha.
Uh, because we come with a different era altogether. I mean to say, like, we already have like 15 plus years of experience. And when
Right.
right, we cannot expect them to behave or work the way that we did like years back. Probably you have to get into their level and understand what they really want to do
Mhm.
and what career aspiration, what do they enjoy doing. I think we should get into that level. We
Right.
can't stuck to the old school of thought saying that, okay, this has to function this way. It has to be done this way. We cannot really follow that, Shamila. I think probably like as years go by, we need to get accustomed to the changes that's been happening in the industry. So just get onto their level, understand what they really wanted to do. And I think if
Mhm.
you encourage them or motivate those youngsters, they're very, very happy to do their job. And they're excited and positive in their energy, like compared to rest of the folks is what I would think of. And they would definitely give their best, get onto their level. And then as in like what I mean by if you get onto their level is like understand what they really want to do in life and motivate
Mhm.
them, then they would perform well is what I think of, Shamila.
True, true. Yeah, Bhavya, I completely agree and understand, right? To me, this entire thing of pulling in youngsters and grooming them and not saying, like what you just said, right? I think tapping that talent and identifying and guiding them the right way. I think that's another key strength that you have, by the way, which is my personal observation. So, yeah.
Thank you, Shamila.
Cool. Cool, Bhavya. I think so. This is really, really being very great. I think what you spoke about was, that trust factor to actually go ahead and approach an HR, and you being a people person and being passionate about your work and wanting to create an impact, which you really are doing in people's lives, is one thing that's your biggest and big strength, right? And of course, I've never seen you dull, right? Ever for a moment, whatever is happening behind the scenes, right? I think most of us have one of those odd days where you're like, oh my God, right? Whatever reasons, right? It could be something at work, it could be something back home, something, right? That's another one as well with you, where I have never seen a dull moment in you any day that I've seen you at work. I mean, we've gone out as well and all of that, right? So, and that's another huge thing that you carry, right? See, like I said, when you spoke now, you had so much of energy, right? I mean, that's not kind of common with a lot of people. right? So that's really something. And this is what they say, right? You kind of spread that happiness and aura across, and I think that's exactly what you do, Bhavya. Seriously.
Thank you,
Cool.
Shamila.
Cool.
That's
Uh,
maybe because, like,
uh-huh.
yeah, go on, Shamila. Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Bhavya. Maybe because you should complete.
No, it's mainly because, just to add on, whenever you do something, be happy for what you did or what you're doing. When you have,
Uh,
as in, like, I won't call it as attitude, when you have that kind of a thinking, I think the day goes well, is what I think of, Shamila.
okay, so it's like to begin with a positive attitude. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be very specific, begin with a positive attitude. That will definitely help you to have a good day or have a good life as well.
Yeah, cool. Nice, Barbara. That was really great. I did learn quite a few things here, right? Especially the positive part that you told it at the end. I think it definitely is very, very crucial, especially for the kind of things going on so much outside our control today, right? The entire COVID, Omicron, and God knows what else, right?
Correct.
So it is difficult to maintain that amount of positivity and still say all things are well. But I think that effort of putting in there actually speaks a lot, right? So cool. Thank you so much, Bhavya. It's definitely been a pleasure having you on my talk show here. And I'm so, so happy to have found you as a colleague and who's turned out to be a friend. And I'm sure we'll be friends for life. Thank you so much for giving me that space. It's been
And
great
thank
talking
you,
to you.
Shamila. Yeah, thank you so much, Shamila, for having this talk show.
Sure.
Likewise, it's equally like knowing you over the years. I mean, good knowing you over the years. Okay,
Thanks,
thank you so
Bhavya.
much again. And good luck, the best for your talk show. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bhavya.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, Shamila. Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye-bye. Okay, so that was Bhavya, like all of you met or listened to. She's definitely a great inspiration. I have known her personally. She's that positive vibe that kind of spreads so easily. And when you talk to her and you meet her, whatever mood you're in, it kind of changes, right? I'm not saying this because she's my friend. She's had that impact on a lot of people at work. And that's the whole point that I thought I should kind of talk to her, that people know about how positive impact and happiness that she kind of spreads around, right? I hope this has been useful to most of you seeing this video. Do add in some comments about this, and thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you.